All right, man. Let's talk about. I found the interesting story on Facebook to be exact, right? And I found this story that talks about how Diddy is still paying Kiss, the rock group, $2,000 a day because of a sample he used in his very popular song. I believe it was the No Way Out album, um, and that's the album that won him the Grammy over the Wu Tang Clan. All right, a lot of people remember that because a lot of people. I think that's the one that a lot of people felt that should have the Wu Tang should have won that Grammy. That's what I think it was when ODB got up there. Said Wu Tang is for the kids, and they should have won, right? Um, and you got to understand too, when you got deaf associated with hip hop, man, when you got deaf associated with hip hop, bro, it is it's a recipe for success. And it's sad, but it's true. And the song that he didn't sample was uh I'm missing you. Um I'll be missing you. And back in the 90s, real quick before I read this article, back in the 90s, you got to understand one of the most sampled artists in hip hop, 80s and 90s, late 80s and 90s, was James Brown. Now, um, but sampling was real big. All right, it was gigantic, and you had CL Smooth who did a whole verse. Now you want he not said, he talked about putting it in the SP 500 and looping it. Now you want to sue me, but fans never boo me. You know what I'm saying? Please believe. I'm messing the whole line up, but I think it's I take you there. I could be wrong. I think it was I take you there. He said fans never boo me. Now you want to sue me, but fans never boo me. Whoop de whoop. He said I know I've been broke. I've been broke before too. G. I remember them days. But he kind of referenced. I think it was I take you there. That's one of my favorite songs, and he referenced how the artists from back in the day was suing people in hip hop for sampling their songs without clearing it, and that became a huge thing in hip hop where a lot of people were sampling songs without clearing it. But really, sampling and clearing per se wasn't the big thing. You just you use the beat, and then artists start coming back and suing because they needed money. Because they needed money. So so that became a huge thing back in the day, bro. But Diddy paid Sting 2,000 a day for a sample he used in the 90s. You hear about them baseball contracts where they still playing guys 20 years later. It says rapping executive Sean Diddy Combs rose to prominence in the 1990s alongside his good friend Notorious B.I.G. after Biggie's death. Diddy paid tribute to the hypnotized rapper with his own song, but the song that it sampled continues to cost him money to this day. Said that Diddy sampled the police every breath you take for his song I'll Be Missing You. Said Notorious B.I.G. death in 1997 rocked the music industry and led to an outpouring of condolences for his loved ones. The same year, Diddy, who went by Puff Daddy at the time, take that, released "I'll Be Missing You," a heartfelt tribute to Biggie and R&B group 112 and his ex-wife Faith Evans. The song won the Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or a Group and spent 11 weeks at number one on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. All right, put it to you this way. It's pretty much like that Wiz Khalifa song. It's been a long time, but it was bigger than that. That was a big thing. The song famously sampled the Police 1983 hit "Every Breath You Take" sampling had become a common practice in hip hop thanks to part to artists like Biggie, but laws around sampling remained unclear. Diddy never cleared the sample with the police, leading to some frustration with the band's member, talking about Sting, and some financial difficulties for Diddy. Diddy didn't ask to sample the song, so he owes Sting 2,000 a day for the song. If Diddy had asked permission to sample the Police iconic song, he likely would have only had to pay 25% of publishing royalties. But because of the copyright law, Sting, the group's frontman, was able to claim 100% of the royalties. As a result, Sting has been racking in money since "I'll Be Missing You" was released. According to Celebrity Networks, Sting earns 730,000 a year or 2,000 a day off the royalties from "Every Breath You Take" alone. So Andy Summers Sting wasn't pleased with the sample. Sting may be one of the profiting off of the "Every Breath You Take," but the Police guitarist Andy Summers the only one who actually heard on is the only one actually heard on "I'll Be Missing You." Summer and Copeland first spoke about the payment discrepancy back in 2000 interview with Revolver. Sting making out like a bank robber here, while Andy and I have gone unrewarded, unloved for our efforts and tribulation. Copeland. So they got an issue with he ain't get paid. So I don't know if they on the outside looking up in the ground. I don't know too much about Sting. Okay. So I guess, they on the outside looking in. Summer later expressed that his thoughts in the major ripoff of all time. 2012 interview with AV Club. It's very flattering. I guess everybody likes it. He conceded Stuart Copeland not on it. Sting not on it. I'll be walking around Towers Records and then effing thing we playing all over. It was actually my kid who I was 10, who was 10 at the time. He said, "Hey dad, there's some girl on the radio who's playing you guys." He recounted. I went to his room and listened to the radio. I was like, "This is me. What the F is this?" So that's how big hip hop was. So whatever. But at the end of the day, but what's the thing about it was they started coming back for suing them for sampling. I guess it was like the mid to late 90s. And they would come back and say, I remember NWA I think like in the early 90s, you start seeing sampling lawsuits really rise to prominence because I remember NWA was talking about for a song on their second album, the one without Cube, that they was trying to get this one guy to, clear a sample for them for the song. And he wouldn't clear it because the song was so raunchy and nasty. And I forget the name of the song. DJ Yellow was talking about it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he is yeah, I mean, yeah, it was around. And at the end of the day, now when you use somebody's sample, now when you stream it, now what you get is you will see you will see like they get credits. So you will see them credited as a writer, you will see them credited as a producer and all that stuff. So I remember Ace Boogie with the hoodie, the rapper from the Bronx, he was confused on why all these people was credited on his under his his credits on his streaming and all that, because people don't really buy albums no more. And they explain when you sample a beat or you sample somebody's voice or something, they get credited. That's why when you go look at Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby, you see Queen is credited under that song. So at the end of the day, Diddy tell you that's just the ups and downs of learning the music industry. Cisco had a situation where on his song, the Thong song, he said she got thumbs like a truck. No, it was the part where Living La Vida Loca, and the producer told him, do we need to get that cleared? And Cisco said, "No, I know Mark Anthony, he cool. I'm gonna call him. He wouldn't mind it." He told the producers and stuff that he ain't minded, that everything was good. And then Mark Anthony turned around and sued them for you know not clearing the sample. So you got to understand all this is becoming very all this is becoming very anal. You know what I'm saying? In music, and when a lot of the artists and people using their production, people using their beats, people looping their beats, people using their voice. You know what I'm saying? Um, and they struggling, they ain't got no money, of course they gonna sue. It's a golden opportunity to make some money. It's a golden opportunity to make some money. So of course they gonna sue. Yeah, and that's the sad part about it. It seemed like a money grab or whatever, but it is what it is. But that's kind of what made Diddy be the businessman he was today. It's just the mistakes, and you learn. You learn. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from all of that. So, and guess what? He learned. He sure did. And it's costing him 100% of the world. That's 700. That's he could be having 75%, or Big E's estate could be having, they could be splitting 75% of that song. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just you know clearing the sample and giving them 25%, they get 100%. So that's just how I go sometimes. That's just how I go. At the end of the day, um, you live and you learn. You live and you learn in this music industry, and that's what he's doing. He learning, and but it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel. Um, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal's in the link tree, and it's also in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Check out the music entertainment playlist. Let me know what you girls guys think in the comment section. Peace.